Hey, we want to welcome you again to Kogen Sunday Service, brought to you by the Kogen Dojo Self-Defense Academy. We are so excited to be here and just want to thank you so much for clicking on and checking out another one of our episodes. You know, I've seen a bunch of posts this past week, and I keep seeing them of all of us really, trying to keep our bodies in physically good shape, posting our workouts, posting pictures. Guys, keep that up. So important to remember that as we take care of our bodies, we're able to think more clearly. We're able to keep our emotions self-controlled and keep all that in check. And so I encourage you, if you're one of those that, you don't have a gym, you don't have anything to do, get creative, figure out those ways to get your blood pumping, figure out those ways to get your cardio in, and your body will thank you. So will your mind. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about control and how important it is to recognize who's in control and even how to surrender that control and be still. Last week, we talked about faith. We talked about trust and what that means and why it's so important for us to have that faith and to have that trust. And this week, we're going to talk about a necessary and noble spiritual defense, and that is the spiritual defense of sacrifice. It reminds me of one of the first principles and lessons my first jiu-jitsu instructor taught me. And he simply said this: to get something, you have to give something. In order to get or attain or get to where you want to be, you're going to have to sacrifice. When you think about a sacrifice throw, you are giving up a present security. You're giving up a present safety for the advancement of future possibilities, of things that can go better because you took that risk, because you took that calculated move. One of the definitions of sacrifice is to surrender something valuable for a greater or a higher good. This definition is going to drive us as we talk about the importance of spiritual defense, as we talk about the importance of sacrifice. This idea of spiritual defense and spirituality is not simply an independent or a personal thing. I believe that when we are spiritually defended, when we are equipped to defend ourselves spiritually, not only are we able to help ourselves, but we are able to help those around us. It's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice of our personal agenda and schedule. It's a sacrifice of our personal goals. It's a sacrifice of our community and face-to-face communication. But guys, it's worth it. This coming week, we are entering into one of the most important times on the Christian calendar and church. This week on Friday, we will observe and meditate the sacrifice of Jesus for the sins of the world as he died for all. There is no greater sacrifice than this. As a matter of fact, the Bible records Jesus' words in John 15:13 as he says, "Greater love has no one than this, that he laid down his life for his friends." Our spiritual defense today of sacrifice requires us to dig down deep and recognize that we sacrifice today. We stay at home today. We deal with all of this today because we are motivated by love. Not only love for ourselves, but love for those around us, love for our community. I want to thank you so much for listening. I want to thank you so much for staying connected, not only to me, but to our Kogen community and family. Again, you guys have a great week. Stay safe out there. All of you out there, our EMTs, our law enforcement, our paramedics, our medical community, please stay safe as you are out there serving our community. Much respect to you. Thank you so much for all that you do. Again, I appreciate you guys clicking on. I'm Christian, and I'll see you next week.